Sabah everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to bring you something a little different. It's an experience review on the Grand Princess going on an Alaskan cruise, mostly with the family, but my experience in the video is going to be centered around what's the amenities, what are things that are available on a cruise line these days to basically keep you connected with the rest of the world. This is my last day, so I'm actually really well versed with this ship. I'm going to give you guys a quick tour, different areas of where I was able to get the best experiences, and of course some of the shortcomings of being on a cruise ship for such a long time. This is TK. Let's go ahead and check it out. So walking along deck 6 here, what you have here is the best experience because you have it a little bit shaded. You don't necessarily need to worry about sun. You also have the best experience by being closest to the water. So if you're going to get any kind of sea life experience, this is going to be the best. What I did find though, that one of the nice little hidden secrets is from deck 6, if you go further all the way to the beginning of the ship, you have a better experience. So at the end of this hallway, all the way at the end, is almost like a secret area that I'm going to share with you guys. And these things that are above me right now are the lifeboats. There's enough of them on both sides of the ship. Main experience here is that you're using these in case of tender docks, which are some ports where you get to and you don't have the ability of actually docking the main ship. So they use these boats to actually take the passengers directly to shore and back and forth. Definitely one of the best views here. You get to see the entire back of the ship. And if we turn here a little bit to the left, you see a few steps that take you up. And this is the deck 7 walk around. And the beauty about this area is that it takes you all the way to the front of the ship without necessarily having to be all the way on the top. It's almost hidden because most people don't know it's there. So I found that even when we went to the Alaskan, the glaciers and so on, this was actually the least dense area, and it was really good for pictures as you were all the way at the beginning. Also, little quick tip, you can actually go from the right side to the left side of the ship pretty quickly since you're at the tip of the boat. So I'm going to start off deck 7 with the actual theater. This is where, if you're going to watch any shows, any experiences, you're going to be able to experience them in there. There's a lot of seating. It looks like it's going to be a nice show later on. Now leaving the theater, you're going to notice that there is the excursion desk. That's going to be on your left side right there. And right after that would be the library. Now this is a tea tasting library, so you can actually not just have the ability to read books or check them out, but also the ability to get some nice tea. And across from that, a nice little restaurant for meals. They also serve breakfast sometimes. This leads us into the middle of the ship. The middle of the ship is where you get decks 5, 6, and 7, kind of like the center of all shopping and all things that you need to do in the ship. The reason I mentioned this is, as you notice, we're on deck 7. Deck 6 has additional shops. Deck 5, all the way at the bottom, is where you find the music entertainment and a lot of events. Specifically, there's going to be pop choir running on. And of course, there's some elevators. Going to deck 6 is where you get the customer service. You have access to asking questions, setting up things. Also, more shops. The last thing I wanted to show you guys is there's one of the restaurants right there all the way at the end. You see that it's Da Vinci. And then there's going to be more music coming on right now. The International Cafe is one of the hidden things here at the on the ship. It's available 24/7. You have access to food, different snacks and desserts, as well as coffee. But the other thing is you also have other restaurants and wine tasting. And then all the way in the back is one of the things that a lot of us, especially with technology things, will look for, and that's the Internet Cafe. The internet here on the ship is very expensive. It roughly costs about 69 cents a minute. And if you buy a package before you get on the ship, you're able to get it for about an hour and 20 minutes for $69, which is actually a pretty good deal, and that's what we did. It gives you the additional time, and that gets you up to 2 hours worth of internet access. And then of course you can use it. It is all used on Wi-Fi, which is really good around the ship. That's one thing I want to say, that it's been a really good experience. So I'm going right now to take you guys all the way to deck 14 and show you guys around. That's actually also one of the main areas. Deck 14 spans all the way from the beginning all the way to the back of the ship, and it also takes you into different areas, which is access to the 3 additional pools that they have. One's covered, one is uncovered, and then the other one is kind of a small one. Also, this is what we're able to get all the way to the front of the ship at the top, which gives you the best experience when you're in the front. It's the Lido deck. I want to show you guys, this is where you'll be able to get some burgers. There's some drinks here. And these things are actually open all the time. The other thing that you have access to is a pizza place where it makes fresh pizza all day long, generally 3 different kinds, a vegetarian type, cheese, as well as pepperoni. So you should be able to find something, and it's always available, regardless if the restaurants are open or not. You can actually watch movies under the star. It's a really good experience for giving you watching movies, great sound system, and you're actually able to sit by the pool, have your friends and family, the kids, just play in the pool, and you can actually watch movies and enjoy them. They also put some really good kids movies there. They had Logan in there. They had I think it was like Batman, Lego Batman. There was a lot of good things, but definitely a really nice little place. It's on deck 14, but you can go up to deck 15 and still enjoy it. You can see there's not much people here. This is the last day, unfortunately, before we disembark in the morning. So a lot of people are back at their room, packing their bags. There's a bar here. You have access to a nice little area at the top. Also, some additional area to walk around. And I'm going to show you guys some of the nice hidden places. Example, right there behind the screen, there's a nice little mini golf. We're going to check that out. So it's going to get a little bit windier here, so I'm going to apologize for that in advance. On the right here, we have some windows for the kids' place, like a play area for kids. You can drop off your kids during the day. And then further after that, it's the spa, so where people can just go in and get like massages and stuff like that. But what you notice is right there on the bottom on the right there, all the way at the bottom actually, that's the captain's deck. We don't have access to that, but right above that on level 15 you have the ability of going to the front, and I found this is actually the best view at the beginning when we were embarking. This is exactly the same view as the one with that hidden deck area that I showed you guys on level 8, except this is on level 15. Also, this little area at the top here is called a sanctuary. It's an adult-only area where you can relax. I think there's an additional fee to get in there, but essentially if you want to just be able to get away and not be around a lot of kids, just relax, that's definitely something you can experience. And this is the amazing view that we always get from the camera. Facing forward, camera, and showing us where we're going. As I'm walking around, I'm going to give you guys some of the downsides of being on a cruise ship for this long. There's going to be a lot of food, and you're going to say, well, TK, that's not a bad thing, that's actually a good thing. No, it's a bad thing because you're actually going to end up eating and overeating more than you normally would. And they say the average person gains about 1 pound a day from when you're on a cruise ship, and it's because of that. It's because you don't necessarily have to worry about the bill at the end of the day. Food and drinks, basic drinks, when I say drink, I mean water, coffee, lemonade, iced tea, are included. Any additional drinks like soft drinks, additional fees. There's packages that you have to buy. Same way kind of like with the internet. So there's a coffee package, a coffee card that you can buy for specialty coffees like lattes and so on. Sodas, you have to buy a package, which is really expensive if you don't drink a lot of soda. So we opted not to go with that. And of course, there's the alcoholic beverages if you're, this is to your liking. But I found is at the end of this cruise, I'm actually tired of looking at buffets. Not to say that the food wasn't great, it was consistent every day. And if you have the opportunity to set up your time for dinner, specifically on the Grand Princess that I'm talking about, do so, because it gives you a different experience, and it's a different experience of eating, and it changes it up a little bit. If you just do, the buffet dining every day or lunch, you're going to be tired of it. So those are some of the main things, as well as the fact that the Wi-Fi, it's not available at really high speeds. It's actually decent speeds, and it's expensive. Also, calling, be careful. The moment you get on the ship, before you leave port, turn your phone on Wi-Fi, and as well as turn on airplane mode. And the reason I say this is T-Mobile, or at least some of the main carriers in the US, do not actually, they do have service on the ship, but they don't actually charge you normal rate. It's like $5 a minute. So if you receive a call or if you get anything like that, you're actually going to be charged those things directly on your phone bill without knowing it. So turn on airplane mode, turn on Wi-Fi, and then purchase the internet package. I think the 100 minutes, which you get 20 minutes extra when you prepay for it, is a really good deal. So if you pick that up, you're definitely going to be happy. Now, as I mentioned to you guys, this is one of the pools. This is the exterior pool. This is always uncovered, and it's really good, especially on nice warm days. The water is warm, and you actually have access to 2 jacuzzis on the side. I think in my mind, one of the big downers as well is the amount of pollution that comes out of a boat. You can see all that smoke that's been pumping in the back, and that's consistent. So that's one thing you want to be aware of. I'm not exactly happy about it, but I understand it's a massive ship. I mean, obviously it needs to be able to power itself, but it produces a lot of pollution. This is that pool. It's actually an enclosed area, nice. You can definitely still see the sun. It's a heated pool with 2 jacuzzis. There's a bar. You also have a play area here for ping pong. There's 2 tables right there, one on the side, and a play area. Leaving the ping pong area where there's also a basketball hoop, you take the few steps up to the top. It's the door next to the tables. And you have access to a nice little putting green that you can play miniature golf. And again, right there is the back of that big screen that I was showing you guys before. So it's definitely very nice, very small. And you can actually pick up the golf balls directly from the front desk and return them. But the actual putters are all sitting right there at the back. Leaving that nice little pool area, I'm going to take you guys to the back of the ship. And the reason behind that is there's a couple of things that a lot of people don't realize exist. And there is actually a nice few things you can do. There's technically the nightclub, the 1-5 nightclub here. It's also located in the back. But also they have a nice outdoor basketball court that you can play, as well as an outdoor chess deck where you're actually able to play big size chess and shuffleboard. So here at the back of the ship, this is deck 15 again. We can see here there is a nice shuffleboard area, and I'm going to show you guys real quick where is the chess area. And you can definitely see here there's the actual place for it, but they already closed it. They undecked them. And then all the way right there in that net is a nice little basketball area. They have some basketballs and volleyballs you can be able to play. Well, that takes us all the way to the back of the ship, the last of the pools. It's actually one of the smaller ones, but it's really nice, definitely for just sitting there and relaxing. So we're on 15. Right here is 14, and this is we're on 15, 14, 13, yep. So going down all the way down to 14 is where you can actually get the meals. They do provide towels. They're right there, placed over there. And they also provide warm blankets for the movies under the stars. This is the front area of the 1-5 nightclub. This is actually all the way in the back. There's a nice little sitting area over there. You can sit down. I think this is also one of the only areas on the boat that you can smoke, mostly because I can smell cigarettes right now. So now on the deck, this is the stairs. This is one of the main dining areas, the buffet style dining area. There's a bar right there in front of us. People can just sit there. I'm not actually going to take you guys through an area where people are sitting, mostly because I think a lot of people don't want to be on camera. Let's see if actually this door is open. I'll show you guys what it looks like. Yes, it is. So it's empty now, but normally this would be where people will pick up the food, coming straight from that door right there. There's the doors to the buffet. Sit down and people will serve you coffee and drinks. Definitely a really nice experience. You have the option of doing the a la carte for dinner, which essentially is this, or you can do the sit down, which gives you the ability to actually have a much more adult-like experience. And they also have a couple of formal nights on different ships. So again, things are being stacked right now. What you have here essentially is the dessert bar. This is where you'll be able to get the dessert, some of the breakfast areas, and the area behind me here is usually where you get dinner and breakfast and some of the other meals as well with lunch. I definitely appreciate the fact that they definitely want you to be able to keep your hands clean. So they always encourage you washing your hands 20 seconds before you go in or out of the lunch areas. Stairs and elevators are available on every level, although not on level 13 since it doesn't exist on this ship. And just keep in mind, the stairs are actually very small and they definitely keep you connected. One thing I would definitely mention to you guys that you should always be aware of is bring Dramamine with you for motion sickness. I didn't think actually I was affected by this, but you may notice it or may not notice it, but the boat always sways, and the initial 2 days on this cruise were actually at sea, so it was swaying a lot, and I actually did get sick, and luckily I did bring Dramamine with me, and in case obviously if you have any kids or young people, that's going to be something that you guys want to keep in mind. Definitely one of the best parts about taking this cruise is sitting down and eating dinner. You get to pick from your menu. You can order as many things as you want. So
order dessert.
And order dessert, as many desserts as you want. Definitely one of the best parts. So to end my tour, I am actually on level 8. This is the end of the video. What do I think about the cruise? I think it was great. Going to Alaska was definitely a first time experience for us, and it was really good to be able to go on the glaciers, go to check out Juneau, Ketchikan, as well as Haines was a little bit of an interesting excursion, but at the end of the day, it was a really good experience. Victoria was nice, very short, but again, if you're going to be experiencing on Grand Princess, you can definitely do a really good experience. Make sure you reserve things in advance, do your research about the cities you're going to, and make sure that you have everything set up. You can actually do a lot of your excursions on your own by just booking them with the local vendors. Again, just check TripAdvisor or some of those sites will give you a really good thing. let me know what you guys think. This is the first time I've actually reviewed a cruise or even a ship and given my experience with this. I think the overall experience is really nice. Internet should have been a little bit better, but again, with internet being over satellite, it's definitely a really good experience. Make sure you turn your phone on the internet, on the airplane mode when you get on the plane, on the ship, so that you don't get any additional charges. Last thing, like and subscribe as usual. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and I'll see you guys back home and in another video.